Well, there we go, guys. She's all fixed finally. Turned out to be just a little tweak and peak on the antenna trimmer cap on the variable cap. And we have WSM out of Nashville. Eddie Stubbs, 11 o'clock at night. And if I can pick that up with a little loop antenna, then the radio's good to go. It's fading in and out, but that's not the radio's fault.
Promising criminal justice reform.
Anyway, I think we can wrap this one up. Oh, shut up. Oh, God. Okay, let's go back, see if we can pick up Nashville again. Fading out. I'll tell you what, I wanted to hear more of that Nashville WSM 650. And so I just pulled out the old tunable loop antenna. And here's what we got now. I'll tell you what, you can't beat those loop antennas. Tunable loops. Build you one. I have the red lead connected to that crimp-on connector that I put on that external wire on the back of this thing. The negative I clipped to the metal frame around the speaker that was sticking through the bottom. Let me see if I can show you here. I have it right there. That's the bottom of the speaker frame right there. And then of course the red lead is right there. I'll tell you what, this is great stuff. I love these tunable loops. I wish there was a better access to the I may have to take this thing apart and put a better access for the negative side of the house.
.com, Pride, Glendale, West Virginia. That's Brad Paisley tonight. A song called Me Neither. I'm Eddie Stubbs. Monday night on the Stubbs Show. Hall of Fame Monday. Book spotlight music from members of the Country Music Hall of Fame. This man also a member of the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame.
It's still a little rough on the speaker, but it's going to have to do.
Raleigh County, West Virginia, of 18.
A little postscript here. The next project I'll be working on the side is this little Silvertone catalog number 5. And you remember the one we just finished is catalog number 8005. Well, this is catalog number 5. And it, you know, it's a little AA5 again. And the needle, the dial needle indicator was really bent to pieces. So I managed, lucky me, to straighten it out. So I got real lucky with that. And you know, somebody, it's the standard old run-of-the-mill stuff that's wrong with it, and someone has been into the radio but they never molested it, which was really great. It's a plastic cabinet again, and let me get my pencil here. Here they've replaced a wire. This blue wire was not original, and so they soldered in a new one. They were probably in there pulling tubes, checking tubes and everything. It is missing 2 tubes, and really dirty. And the cord is again been, I don't know what it is about these cords. They left the stub there and then taped on a new one right there. They all seem to have the same problem. And then on the bottom, we'll take a look down there. There we go. All these caps are in really bad shape. They have definitely got to go. I don't know what the resistors are going to do for me. And you can bet, almost without a doubt, that I'm going to have silver mica disease in that IF transformer and in the one down here. You might as well take it to the bank. It's just going to be real staticky sound, and I'll have to take the IF cans apart, remove the mica in the bottom, and then put, I think I've got either 100 or 150 picofarad caps I can put across the bottom legs and get that squared away. So anytime you see IF cans with an adjustment screw straight in the middle like that, and it dates from the 50s, Then I think this one dates from like 1948, maybe? No, 1951. I think this is a 1951 radio. And anytime you see these kinds of square cans with those kind of holes right there in the center, you can almost bet that you're going to have silver mica disease down in the bottom of those cans. But that's okay. It's okay. We don't worry about stuff like that. It's great. Gives us a chance to dig around and do things we don't normally get to do. I likes that. Anyway, the speaker's in good shape. Everything else looks good. You know, we'll change the caps, check the resistors, and then fire it up and see what happens. So that'll come in a later time, okay? I have been procrastinating, folks. I and old 64 Goat have been procrastinating, him and his way, my way. I took a break from this radio. I've been at it for months, and I decided, you know, I just need to get away from it for a while, clear my head. Now that we have it playing, I went ahead and did an alignment, plays well, and I just decided just let it sit for a while. But I did do some things, you know. I just kind of piddled all the little pieces and parts that have to go on the front. You know, the tuner, the rubber part for the tuner. I went down to Auto Parts store and bought me the little rubber piece that goes on the tuner shaft that engages with these teeth right here. Yeah, all I needed was a little piece of vacuum line. You know, it's on the end of a shaft. When you turn the shaft, the rubber, you know, is pressed against these teeth, and it turns this thing like this. That's all. Little short piece about that long. And I sprayed everything. I cleaned everything up and sprayed it all with clear enamel, so, you know, to prevent the rusting. And all I have to do now really is put it back together. I'm going to try to get that done sometime this week. And the thing I'm really concerned about, though, is this little meter. This little signal strength meter. It's I haven't bothered with it. I haven't done anything with it, but it doesn't want to stay engaged in the holes behind the dial face. I know you can't see that, but it's just like any other needle. You know, it has a tip on each side, and it sits in the hole and swivels back and forth. For some reason, that one there wants to keep popping out, so I don't know. It may or may not work. We'll see. But anyway, this week I'll try to get a video out showing the rest of this. And once we get it playing, and hopefully the needle, playing again, which we will, and hopefully the needle will move back and forth on the signal strength meter. And if it does, then that's going to be the end of this series. The next time you see this thing, it'll be in the cabinet and hopefully playing away, lit up, and we'll be moving on to bigger and better things. Last but not least, in our old electronics department, the Lloyd's 8-track tape player that I bought quite a while ago on eBay just finally bit the dust altogether. I got so sick of fixing that thing. I spent more time fixing that thing than I did playing it. Finally I realized, hey, look, the thing is broken. Get rid of it. So I did. And right about that time, one of my workmates was cleaning out his shed. He said he couldn't even see the back of the shed. He had no idea what was in there. Well, in the process of doing it, he dug out this General Electric 8-track tape player. That's all it is. No AM, FM radio, just a tape player. And he sent it over to me. And I checked it out and put a tape in it. And, of course, it did not play worth a crap. You know, it'd been in there for years and years. It was like when it played the music. Well, I spent, I don't know, a couple of hours cleaning it and oiling it and just going through it. I had to cut the belt and glue it together with super glue. Incidentally, Buzz tried to repair a round belt with super glue and now we're talking about Buzz 1151, one of our good subscribers. He tried to repair a round belt instead of a flat belt, a round belt with super glue by just butt joining it together, like that. Well, that's not going to work, buddy. Not going to work. The super glue works with flat belts. What you do is you cut the belt, you overlap one over the other about maybe 1/8 of an inch. So you have a total of 1/4 of an inch of slack that you've picked up. And then it will glue good and it will go back in there. And that's what I did here. Okay? It just doesn't work with round belts. It does work with flat belts if you're very careful. So this is what I have now. This is what I now listen to when I go to work. No more of that Lloyd's breakdown. And if this one breaks down like that one, I'll get another one. I was sore. Your door.
Strangers who had been
Two silhouettes on the shade.
said to my shop,
You're on the wrong block. Well, that's it, folks. Until next time, this is John.